Alcatraz loomed ahead, its reputation as the world's most notorious high-security prison awaiting Victor Lustig. Captured after orchestrating a colossal counterfeit banknote operation, one that threatened the very foundation of the economy, Victor's audacity knew no bounds. Yet this deception paled in comparison to his most infamous exploit, selling the Eiffel Tower. Not once, but twice. Victor's legacy as a master con artist, weaving countless get-rich-quick schemes, solidified his status as one of history's most dangerous and successful fraudsters. From a destitute petty thief, he rose to become the most sought-after criminal in the world. This is the incredible true tale of his astonishing journey. Victor Lustig, born around 1890 in Hostine, Austro-Hungarian Empire, now part of the Czech Republic, remains an enigmatic figure, his true identity obscured by a web of aliases. Throughout his life, he employed over 45 different names, veiling his origins and confounding authorities. Victor's upbringing was marked by poverty and familial discord. His parents, described as impoverished peasants, struggled to provide for their children, leading to Victor's early departure from formal education at the age of 12. Faced with the harsh realities of street life, Victor turned to petty theft and hustling to survive. However, a pivotal moment occurred in his adolescence when he witnessed the opulence of the affluent contrasted with their conspicuous waste. This encounter ignited Victor's resolve to exploit the excesses of the wealthy, propelling him into a life of sophisticated deception and elaborate cons. Mastering sleight of hand and cultivating an air of sophistication, Victor ascended the ranks of criminality, graduating from petty theft to elaborate swindles. Despite periodic incarcerations in European prisons, his indomitable spirit remained undeterred. His audacious exploits aboard transatlantic voyages proved particularly lucrative as he preyed upon the affluent passengers with brazen confidence. The outbreak of World War I briefly interrupted Victor's schemes, yet his ingenuity persisted. Re-emerging in post-war America as Count Victor Lustig, an aristocratic persona adorned in tailored suits and silk shirts, he ensnared his marks with charm and sophistication. With each scam, Victor further solidified his reputation as a master con artist, leaving an indelible mark on the annals of crime. Despite his criminality, Victor Lustig's story is emblematic of resilience and adaptability. Through reinvention and manipulation, he navigated a world where illusion often triumphed over reality, leaving behind a legacy shrouded in the mystique of his many identities. In 1919, Victor embarked on a union with Roberta, undeterred by her revelation of his deceitful past. The Roaring Twenties unfolded as an era of opulence and excess, providing fertile ground for Victor's cunning machinations. Initially, he dabbled in counterfeiting, but his ingenuity soon birthed a grander scheme, the magic money machine. Crafted with meticulous detail, this contraption purported to duplicate dollar bills, luring in unsuspecting targets with promises of wealth beyond measure. Victor's strategy was multifaceted and shrewd. By preying on the greed of affluent individuals, he artfully manipulated their trust, orchestrating elaborate ruses to peddle his fraudulent wares. The allure of easy riches proved irresistible to his victims, who, ashamed and humiliated by their gullibility, opted to suffer in silence rather than expose themselves to further ridicule. However, amidst the throng of duped souls, one figure stood apart: Billy May Scheibel. Determined and unyielding, he refused to succumb to defeat, doggedly pursuing Victor in a relentless quest for justice. Yet, in a twist of fate, her pursuit took an unexpected turn. Rather than seeking retribution, he proposed an alliance, recognizing in Victor a kindred spirit of audacious ambition. The bond forged between Victor and Billy transcended mere criminality, blossoming into a complex tapestry of partnership and romance. As they navigated the murky waters of deceit and duplicity, their collaboration flourished, fueled by a shared thirst for adventure and fortune. Despite the moral ambiguity of their actions, Victor found solace in the embrace of Billy and the success of their endeavors. Together, they plotted their next grandiose scheme, propelled by the intoxicating allure of newfound partnership and the promise of even greater conquests on the horizon. In May 1925, Victor stumbled upon an article discussing the deteriorating state of the Eiffel Tower, highlighting the looming decision to either repair or demolish it. Originally conceived as a temporary structure for the 1889 World's Fair, the tower's continued existence had become a matter of debate by 1925. Seizing upon this opportunity, Victor concocted a scheme to sell the iconic landmark. Arriving in Paris with his accomplice, Dapper Dan Collins, Victor meticulously laid out his plan. Utilizing forged credentials, he posed as a government official, inviting scrap dealers to a clandestine meeting. Presenting himself as privy to confidential information, Victor convinced the dealers of the government's intention to dismantle the tower and auction its salvage rights. With precise details and a calculated pitch, Victor captivated his audience, ultimately swaying a desperate dealer, André Poisson, to issue a generous bribe. Seizing his opportunity, Victor absconded with the funds, retreating to Austria to await news of his exploit. However, his success bred further ambition, leading him to repeat the scam upon his return to Paris. Despite initial silence from his victims, Victor's second attempt drew police attention, prompting his retreat to the United States. Yet, his story exemplifies the reluctance of victims to acknowledge being duped, allowing skilled fraudsters like Victor Lustig to operate with impunity until their luck runs out. Despite amassing wealth, Victor Lustig maintained his voracious appetite for schemes upon his return to the United States. In a bold move, he purportedly approached notorious mobster Al Capone, proposing a lucrative venture that entailed doubling Capone's investment within 2 months. After ostensibly failing, Lustig returned the initial investment, impressing Capone with his apparent integrity and securing a substantial reward. However, with the advent of the Great Depression, lucrative opportunities dwindled, compelling Lustig to revisit counterfeiting. Teaming up with William Watts, an adept engraver, Lustig embarked on a grandiose venture, producing impeccably crafted $100 counterfeit bills, a rarity in the criminal underworld. Despite his hubris, Lustig's downfall commenced when a Texas sheriff, hoodwinked by his money box scam, discovered he had been duped. This incident alerted the Secret Service to Lustig's operations, prompting an extensive investigation into his counterfeiting syndicate. In a dramatic turn of events, an anonymous tip led to Lustig's arrest, culminating in a highly publicized trial. Yet, Lustig's audacity persisted even behind bars. In a daring escape from the Federal Detention Center in Manhattan, he utilized a makeshift rope crafted from bedsheets, evading capture for a brief period before his eventual recapture. Ultimately sentenced to Alcatraz, Lustig spent his remaining years incarcerated, succumbing to pneumonia in 1947. Despite his demise, his legacy endures as one of the most audacious and cunning con artists in history, immortalized by his ingenuity and unyielding pursuit of fortune through deceit.